Pure violence. It's a warrior sport.
Turning people's life around from taking drugs, violence, going to jail. We try and help them.
I can get paid for doing the stuff I've been getting locked up for. I used to get smashed, fight and get arrested and then wake up skint in the police station with charges and no cash.
You don't need to be a good boxer. You don't need to be a good martial artist. You don't need to be a good kickboxer. You just need to have bollocks.
We've come down to Rochdale for Spartan Boxing. It's a bare knuckle boxing event. It's held in a ring of about 5 or 6 hay bales, about 2 meters across. The rounds are about 2 minutes. As the security guards already told me, you'll be lucky if they last that long. It's short, it's brutal, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's check it out. Right, we're here with the ref of Spartan BK FC.
Adam Jackson.
Adam, could you just explain to us the rule set basically for the fight?
It's 3 2-minute rounds. Very similar to boxing, obviously. Somebody gets hit, goes down. There's no more fighting on the ground. No elbows, no knees, no nothing like that. It's just fists. You can do like grappling, things like that, but it's got to be fighting clinching. You've got to be fighting in the clinch. No fighting in the clinch, you get separated. With bare knuckle boxing, well, especially in the pit fighting, it's a 20 count you get, it's not 10.
What do you look out for in terms of a fighter being not able to continue?
Someone's still on their feet, but they look out of it and, are wobbly, struggling. The main thing is anyone turns their back. Anyone's turning their back, it's obviously they're injured, they don't want to fight.
And you look like you've had a couple of fights yourself.
I've been boxing a long time and I started doing bare knuckle about 2 years ago, and I won the World Cruiserweight title last year, but I was supposed to defend it earlier this year, but I got a detached retina and I lost my right eye in sparring, so I had to have surgery to reattach that. So I've been told I won't get medically cleared to fight again because of that, but so I'm refereeing now instead.
Right, we're here with Ethan. You just fought in the first competition. How do you feel?
I'm a bit gutted, to be honest. I just went out first and lost.
How did you train for an event like this? It's such a short
Yeah,
event.
it's 100% intensity here. In boxing, you taught to pick your punches, take your time. But I tried getting into my rhythm, taking my time, but I just couldn't. I had moments, I had glimmers, the durable, tough, brutal cunt what just came forward no matter what one day.
You gonna fight again?
I'll probably do some glove stuff or maybe some ring stuff, but I'm gonna keep away from pit.
Right, we're here with
George Fitzgerald.
you. Won the first fight.
Yeah, I did.
How you feeling?
Feel alright. Little bit of a sore knuckle, but I feel good.
How did you get into bare knuckle boxing?
Oh, bro, it's quite a long story. Basically, I just needed something to do, innit? I was on a bit of a downwards. I used to scrap a lot when I was younger. Can't be doing this anymore. I'd rather put it into something positive. I used to smoke a lot of weed. I started smoking because I was, growing up, I was quite an angry person. As soon as I stopped smoking it all come back again. So I thought, I need something to let it out. I need like a stress reliever, an anger reliever. So yeah, there I started getting into the boxing. Got into the no rules, and then I've come into the bare knuckle now.
Why is it that you've come to the kind of more extreme end of the combat sports rather than, for example, sticking at boxing, for example?
It's pure violence. It's more violence. It's better, more of an adrenaline.
Yeah.
It's more of the thrill. You don't need to be a good boxer. You don't need to be a good martial artist. You don't need to be a good kickboxer. You just need to have bollocks. It's a warrior sport. Yeah. It's as pure as it gets. You know what I mean?
So we're here with
Phil Diamond.
How old are you, Phil?
I'm 57.
How long have you been doing this for?
About 5 years.
How'd you get into this?
I got punched at work, and I used to like a bit of fisticuffs when I was younger, and I enjoyed getting punched. And it was like being 19 again. So I thought, I want some of this. It gets rid of demons. Stops from being fucking mad.
But why do you think people are drawn to bare knuckle these days as opposed to boxing?
Because it's real life. Two men fucking having a bang, innit? It's closest you get to street fighting, but we aren't getting arrested. We aren't really getting hurt.
Right, we're here with
Martin Crowd.
How are you feeling after that victory?
Yeah, good, really good.
That was a bit of a fucking war. I think that was the first time I've seen it go past one round. What was in your head when you were getting into the second round and it was just a fucking war of attrition?
It's just normal for me, sorry. I ain't had a fight in like 12 years, but when I was younger, I was quite a ruthless cunt, so I wanted to see if I still had it.
So you literally just wanted to prove yourself?
No, I just wanted to show myself, see if I still had it.
Did you do any combat sports normally? Or?
Nah, never boxing match, never done any fighting. Just street fighting when I was a kid.
You've just gone 0 to 60 in terms of the most brutal kind of combat sports you can do.
Everyone said that to me, yeah.
Oh shit, the police are here.
We're here with
Andrew Anthony, the Spartan.
You're one of the main events, are you?
Light heavyweight world title with Scott Midge. Yeah.
And you look like you come from like a boxing background from the way you move and stuff. How long have you been boxing for?
I used to box amateur, so didn't turn over pro, and then I had a bit of a spell out and then got into this thing.
How did you get into this?
Believe it or not, I come to one at shows, someone were pulling out, so I said to Gaffer, I said, I'll fight like, do you know what I mean?
In terms of someone who's done amateur boxing, how do you approach it in terms of technique-wise, and what's your mentality going into?
Totally different ball game, mate. You got to be letting your hands go, keep tight, keep bit down on that gum shield, mate. Other thing is, if you're in here, mate, it's all right being able to give them, but if you can't take them, this ain't place for you, because no matter what, you're getting tagged, you know what I mean? It's too small a ground to be playing in.
This is the first time it's gone for 3 rounds. It's the fucking most brutal fight I've ever fucking seen. My money's on film. Let's go. We've already seen a couple of fights. First thing I noticed when I stepped into that room, it's kind of rare for me to get into a room and literally be fucking shit scared. Every single guy in there looks like they know how to fight. Every single guy in there looks hard as fuck. It's a special kind of atmosphere that I've not really witnessed at any other kind of combat sports event. But the thing I noticed about the fights is that they're over incredibly quickly. One shot basically ends it. It is really brutal, to be fair. That's the one thing you notice. It's like, it's so close quarters. There's not really much room to work much technique. There's just so much heart involved in getting a fucking bare knuckle fist flying at your face and still carrying on. It's an incredibly exciting fight, but also it's something I've never witnessed before, how bloody and how brutal it is. But it's great entertainment. It's probably the most exciting combat sport I've seen in a long fucking time, so yeah. Right, we're here with
Luke Dyson.
And you're the
New Bloods champion.
Oh, that fight I saw, that was probably one of the most sickening punches I've ever seen. That contact, I could hear it from all the way at the fucking back of the place. What were you thinking when you threw that punch?
Better hit him before he fucking hits me.
You look like you've obviously done a couple of fights yourself. What do you do to train for these kind of things?
Well, this is my 136th fight in 3 years tonight. Training like an absolute beast 6 days a week, and then fighting 2-3 times a weekend and working 5 days a week, as well as having my son and my fiance.
What were you fighting across all disciplines, boxing, bare knuckle?
I've done everything. My first ever fight was professional MMA, straight off the couch, never been in a gym in my life before, and I got a round 1 win. And since then, bro, I thought I can get paid for doing the stuff I've been getting locked up for. So now I stay sober, I fight, and I get paid. I used to get smashed, fight, and get arrested. Do you know what I mean? And then wake up skint in the police station with charges and no cash. Now we go out, we make a name for ourselves, we stay fit, we stay healthy.
That's our new slogan. What's our new slogan?
He drinks beers, I take heads off. Just say one thing.
Yeah, crack on.
Listen, in this horrible shit world that we're living in, with everything going wrong everywhere around us, if you can just be one thing in life, just try to be kind in it, even if it's just for 1 second of one day to one random individual. Just try to be kind, man, and watch the world change.
You just fought Luke Dyson?
Well, yeah, well, do you know what it is? I'm not here to fight people that I know for a fact I can beat. I'm here for the fights what excite me. I'm here to fight the big guys. I want those sorts of fights.
How did that punch feel? Talk us through how that punch felt. Obviously, there was ungodly power. It was a sickening crack.
Well, the first one, it fucking rocked me to my car. I think I jumped up a bit too quick because I had a bit of an head wobble on. And when I was stood in front of him, I could see like 3 of him, and I'm not going to lie. Do you know what I mean? I did not have my legs underneath me, they weren't there. Anyway, no excuses. I lost to the better man, do you know what I mean? All I can say is I've got utmost respect for him. The rematch will be on for some point next year. And hopefully it's a different result next time.
So we're here with
Christian Roberts.
And you're the organiser of Spartan?
I'm the owner of the Spartan Fight Club. Yeah.
What was your thinking behind starting Spartan?
A knife crime, really, and turning people's life around from taking drugs, violence, going to jail. You know, we try and help them, dust them off, get them in the pit, get them in a program, get them in the pit. So they start getting a bit of self-respect and get respect off others, and we want to keep doing that because we've never had it, you know. So it's helping, genuinely helping people's mental health, and it's helping them turn their lives around. The reason I prompted to start this was got up one morning and 2 14-year-old lads had stabbed each other in a bus stop in London, both fighting for their lives. Got to be a better way than that. There it is.
I noticed that you guys often do like beef grudge match type fights instead of like belt fights. How does that work?
Well, those 2 guys are going to stab each other. Right. So they've reached out to us. They did a frack hard on holiday. Put them in a pit. The only agreement is you sell your tickets. You know, you give yourself a few quid. And when the fight's over, no matter who wins, you shake hands, it's gone. And they did that tonight, which you can see it works.
How do you find the fighters?
There isn't a fighter in Britain I don't know. If they get in touch with us and they want to fight on the platform, you've got to understand this is one of the most ruthless platforms out there today. It takes a very, very acquired taste to get in there, you know, and do what we do. Well, listen, it's the pit. I've seen boxers who've got records, who've had 40-odd glove fights, get in there, climb out the pit after 30 seconds and go, Christian, this is fucking nuts. I'd say the difference here is when you get in a ring, it's all about your skill and flair. When you get in here, it's all about your heart and toughness. That's what it's all about, bite down and throw down. It's a Spartan way.
How have you seen Spartan improve people's lives like close out?
We see people stopping taking drugs. We see people wanting to do better in their lives because they've been in the pit. They've had a bit of respect of people who've never had that before in their life. They like it, they don't want to give it up. So they're staying on the straight and narrow, they're getting the job done. That's what it's all about. You have a proper medical. You know, even if you drink a can of Red Bull here, you're not fighting. You know, it keeps them on the clean, and we help them with housing, turning their lives around, getting jobs. Anything we can do for them, we do for them.
Is there any type of fighter that you won't agree to allow fight, or do you kind of consider everyone, or is there anything that you won't consider?
I'm always wary about MMA fighters because...
What's wrong with MMA fighters?
No, but we allow the clinch and the hit.
Oh, yeah.
So there's nothing stopping him throwing a guillotine on someone, you know, if they get in the heat of the moment, you know yourself.
Submissions
it can get out of control quick, but... You know, I'm always kind of more wary about them than anybody else, really.
Right. I was going to ask if I could fight at some point, but...
You can fight anytime you like. You're always welcome.
Nice one, man. Thanks very much. Thanks for having us as well. That was Spartan BKFC. Some of the knockouts were so brutal in a way that I've never really seen before. And also, the atmosphere was just something else. Like, everyone was kind of like baying for blood, but also there was like a lot of support. And there's a big level of respect between the fighters. After every fight, everyone shook hands. Everyone had a hug. I noticed there was a lot of people bringing their children along, so obviously it feels a bit more of like a family event. It's not as a big event as boxing. Obviously, you know, it's in a warehouse with some hay bales, but at the same time, it felt a lot more wholesome somehow. And I know that sounds strange, but when you're actually here experiencing it and you see the kind of brotherhood between the fighters, and you see the kind of really friendly atmosphere between everyone. It actually came across as a lot more of a kind of inclusive event than a lot of boxing matches I've been to. It was a real eye-opener in terms of what you can experience with combat sports, and yeah, generally, if you ever see one, I'd go to it.